Hello, my good people, my good gente. I don't know if anybody signed in yet, but I am, and welcome. Hopefully there will be people watching. But no, it's just gonna be me. I'm okay with that. Hello, Caroline Prue. Can you hear me okay? I'm always a little finicky with my audio, so do let me know if you can't hear me. And I'm happy to play. I'm a little quiet. That's not good. Let's boost it up. Maybe there? Maybe I'm a little better now. Wunderbar. Oop, I don't know what I did, but I might have broken something. I am so excited to be here today, everybody. Welcome to another Twitch session for Gameotics. And today we will be playing a personal favorite of mine and one that's very close to my heart, which is Saving Wonderland. Thank you. If ever you hear me go quiet, just let me know, and I'm happy to keep boosting myself. I have this fancy little microphone now, which makes everything a little more complex. Thank you for joining us. For those who don't know, Seize the Show is a place where a group of remarkable artists come together to create immersive, interactive performances presented through the magnificent technology that is Gameotics, a new way of creating live, interactive, and immersion with players around the world by using the phone as a tool for you to interact, respond, play, change, and affect the experience of a performance. Seize the Show really became the space where we develop new ideas, new experiments in narrative, new games. A space for us, for writers and innovators and artists to come together to really revolutionize what entertainment can be and push the technology as hard as we could to see where we could improve it, make it better, change, and everything. And Saving Wonderland was really, it's a really particularly special one for me because it's the first show I did with Seize the Show. I came in as a game designer, theater sort of consultant, and somebody was like, Attilio, if you could do any project, what would you do? And I pitched Saving Wonderland, which we're going to experience together. And somebody was like, that's a good idea. We'll do it. And so began the long, dark road into Saving Wonderland. The long, dark, fantastic, magical road that really is this incredible piece. What we're going to experience today is also our first attempt at the replay edition of one of our shows. So the magic of Seize the Show has always been the idea of doing these shows live. And so what we're with live actors responding live to the content. And replay is really a chance for us to keep the idea of liveness through the voting and the interactions so that the show changes every night, but to actually film the content and work with the actors pre-recorded. What that means is that the actors now, instead of having to deal with both acting technology and tons of other stuff at the same time, now the actors can focus on just creating their characters, and the remarkable visual team can come together to sort of really push the graphics and the visuals and the sound and everything much way beyond what the capabilities of Zoom are. So what you have is really a whole new reinvented visual and oral world for Wonderland, which is really exciting. The visuals were all developed by the remarkable Orshoya Santo, a dear collaborator of mine. She's incredible. It's truly, once you see it, you're going to be like, whoa, this was what? We can never go back. And the sound, of course, is by fixed, developed, boosted, cleaned up, and brought to more magic by the remarkable Ryan Milligan, our constant sound designer for almost a year now. Feel free to ask questions, feel free to comment. You will be with me throughout the whole process, and of this play, and I'll be sort of giving you behind the scenes of ideas, inspirations, commenting how players are doing, what the ideas were, everything. Up to the moment where I came in for Saving Wonderland, Seize the Show was really experimenting with a couple of structural narratives, including murder mysteries, comic book. Oh, wait, we're gonna begin. Never mind.
Well, hello.
I'll tell you more later.
It's been a long time since last you came through these parts. To me, it feels like only yesterday, but that can't be right. Just look at you. Wonderland has been in quite a conundrum since you left. These days, time is, well, out of whack. And it's up to you to save it. Quite maddening. But that's no surprise. After all, we're all a little bit mad here.
Already, you should be a little bit like, what? This is amazing. Round of applause for our remarkable crew of actors. Truly incredible. Truly incredible people. Who just roll with the punches and the inspiration and the ideas. And they're really part of creating the whole character's narrative and experience. I feel so grateful for this crew of remarkable people because they really, they're more than just actors and acting. They are storytellers, they are inventors, they are designers, they are game people, they understand the mechanics, they want to make it better. Like, once their game, it's quite incredible. So Saving Wonderland is the first for many different reasons. The first is that up to that moment when I came in for Saving Wonderland, and this was something that Caesar Show was moving towards, I really began with this one, it's the first time we're removing the idea of an MC, that's sort of this god character, and actually giving characters that role.
Wake up, come on, there's no time to waste.
And so we have the White Rabbit and the Cheshire Cat, who you're seeing right now, be sort of the first time that the MC role, the guide of the audience, is characters within the show, that belong within it. And we think that sort of elevated the idea of the immersion, right? And Wonderland and the world of Alice in Wonderland allowed us, thanks to the idea of this White Rabbit, who was already kind of a guide in the Lewis Carroll narrative, right?
Where are you? This is Wonderland, you addle-pate. More important than where you are is when you are. And when you are is 20 years too late. Not minutes, not seconds, but years. We're on a very important quest to fix a very important thing. And to do that, we need you to help. Oh, my ears and whiskers, that's much sooner.
And I think it was also a really awesome challenge for, Jacob Thompson, who has really been the face and the MC of this experience, but for him to translate those, that idea of a host into a character is a remarkable task for him that I think he really stepped up to.
You open the right door and they're in the right mood. Oh dear. Look, these doors in particular hide a very important secret. You remember last time, small like a mouse, then big like a tree?
Here we go, first challenge of the night. Are they gonna get it right?
So which will you do?
I'm always surprised when they don't get it right, because we kind of give them the answer, but So when we did Iron on Tuesday, they got it wrong. But this time it seems like they know they're Lewis Carroll, and they are doing the Drink to Shrink. So, as usual, when, this was also the first time Caesar Show began playing with the idea of
through the small door, let's go.
Of using existing intellectual property and giving it the Caesar Show spin. And for us, the question always is like, what new thing can we add? It's not that we're retelling the story now with an interactive element, but what new tale, what new spin, what new contour, shade, or aspect can we give to the piece? And for us with Wonderland, our interest was to tell a story of what happens once Alice returned to Wonderland, right? And if we have the Disneyland version of it, but if you read the book's version, right, Alice kind of makes a mess near the end of the book, and then leaves, and there's no royal consequence. And for us, it was like,
so I proposed bringing her here. So keep your paws off. Why don't you?
A little bit, I think.
Well, there's still some explaining to do.
Very helpful. You remember the last
So,
time you were here?
Alice makes a mess, yeah, explaining, right?
Trials, you go very large, made a mess. Well,
Total mess.
you broke something.
And so the idea being like, if they did make a mess, what would be the consequence? Let's say they broke something. And so they broke the White Rabbit's watch.
Also broken.
And now that the White Rabbit's watch is broken, time is also broken. And so Wonderland is on an endless loop towards disappearing. And so what happens is that instead of making a story of you coming exploring and like not really have consequences, the new sort of turn we did for Alice in Wonderland was You have
No,
to
no,
come
no,
and you
I
have
did
to
it, don't you
repair
dare.
what you did before.
Because the one who
Right, you're
breaks
not a
is
hero.
usually the one who can fix.
You're not just a hero coming to save the thing. You're coming a hero to fix.
Yes, but that
The
one
mistakes you
was
made
easy.
before.
The next ones, well, probably not quite.
Fortunately,
So
everyone
we're doing
in
our
Wonderland
tutorial, right?
loves
The
to
tutorial
gossip
is
about
really
each other.
a chance for you to be
You'll able to
introduced,
pick up hints on
even
how to solve
narratively.
your
You know, we
puzzles
take the
along the way,
dramaturgy or the
and
structure of video games and try to
watch
apply
will
it to a
let us know,
theatrical
too.
experience, right? We have to teach people the rules of the game. And
Hear
so we
that?
spend the first
That's
sort of
it,
section, the
telling
rabbit
us
hole,
we're on
really
the right
teaching the
track.
people
Quite
what are
maddening.
the rules you're going to be playing today, right? You're going to be given hints. We just saw that, right? Of when which is when the watch tells you there's a hint, and those hints will help you
Time to
solve
get
puzzles
moving.
that will
Big
let
dog's
you
next.
solve the
still have
gears.
that cake. Eat it all up as fast as you can. Mark, set, go.
But we don't really reveal the whole depths of what exactly is going on for a while, right? We know there's gears, so you think, oh, it's going to be fine, everything, but we haven't really established the stakes. We know something's wrong in Wonderland and things are stuck, but exactly how bad that is, it takes you a while to discover, which I think is a big reveal for us.
Oh boy, that's more like it. The thunderous, rampaging creature of old. Careful where you step now.
Now, listen closely, Alice. The doors and I have made a deal. They're going to help us.
What? What shenanigans are you pulling now, cat?
Just follow the doors. They'll tell you where to go.
With the inclusion of the
Why should
Cheshire
I
Cat,
trust
also,
these
we,
doors?
instead of
The doors are anxious too. They
having
wanna
Jacob
help.
hold
Whether
all
you find a gear or not, a door
the
won't
weight
be
of
far
having to host
behind,
and be a character at the same
through
time,
you
we
must
split the
go.
host between these
Remember, Alice, hints
Cheshire
and
Cat and the
puzzles
Rabbit,
and
and what that
gears.
allows
Keep
is
your
to
ears
have them
pricked
interact
and
with
your
each other
paws at the
and
ready.
play
It
off each other
should
so that the
be
characters
all
developed
right.
in response to each other,
I hope.
which I think is a lot more fun for actors, and it allows you to have a much more immersive experience because you're now part of the world, you're part of the discussion between the three of them, rather than like I'm just being talked to from people.
You can never know where doors will take you, especially in Wonderland. But
For sure, Liz.
there's a castle. There must be a queen.
Did someone call for the Queen?
The White Queen.
Ah, Alice, how delightful to see you again for the first time. If you're here, the end is near.
Alice, the White Queen is the opposite
Again,
of the
we have
Red. In fact, she's
suspicions
the
that
opposite
there's
of almost
something happening,
everything
right?
because
There's
she
an
comes from
ending.
beyond
There's
the
an
Looking
end
Glass.
coming. There's a problem. There's something that came from beyond
Your
the Looking
Majesty,
Glass. If
we
you
need
have
your
any
help
Alice
before
in
it's too
Wonderland
late.
knowledge,
The White Rabbit
you have
always
some
showing up
understanding
far
of
too
what
early. Won't my
lives
sister
in
be
the
missing her
book in
granny
the
bunny?
Looking Glass. What is the creatures
Rabbit,
that come in
run
from
tell
that?
my sister she's in terrible danger.
We're all in terrible danger.
Then she mustn't stay here another instant. Come with me, Alice.
Alice must fix what's been broken. And begging your pardon, Your Majesty, I don't think you can leave.
A queen can move in any direction as far as she pleases.
Are you sure about that? Are you certain there's not a certain watch gear keeping you here?
There's only one way to find out. Let's make it a race, Alice. But I can already tell you that I will win.
Then why should she bother?
Never
racing?
named in the show.
White
That's true.
Rabbit, you can
Very
start us
good,
off.
Elise.
Even though a queen must always win.
I always,
do
for
wish
me,
you
with
luck,
horror
Alice.
and creatures,
I'm
I
terribly
always feel like the
confused. This
unnamed
can't
or
be
the
the usual
unseen
race,
horror
Alice.
is
Something
usually much
is not
scarier
right, but I wish you luck too.
than
Get ready to move those feet.
than
Mark,
whatever
set,
visuals we
go!
decide. Great. So we go into a first couple. So again, within the scenes with each of these characters, there's a puzzle. We know that that's coming. But there's also these mini games. These mini games are a chance for us to play games with the audience because we can't just do normal skill things. It's Wonderland. We have to give a spin to
Alice,
it, right?
you'll have to do better than that. You didn't move at all.
So this first mini game,
Alice,
which
you
has
are
less
as quick as
consequences
this rabbit
or
is
less
twitchy.
sort of stakes
But
at them
look,
because of getting or not
we're
getting a
still
gear,
here.
we
It's as I
begin
feared.
to
I am
parse
trying.
out the idea
I'm
that
not
like
outrunning her. You seem to move faster than
that
feet could carry. So where is that
what
gear?
you expect
Gears
or how
are
you
won
expect to
at
win the
chess,
mini
don't
games
you
is
know
not
the
necessarily
rules?
what you need to do.
Everyone in Wonderland is a
Right?
stickler for
So you have to keep
Sometimes
your
the
ears
ones
out.
you
We're trying to
know,
train
sometimes
people
the
to be
ones
really
that just made up.
listening,
Alice,
which is
I
important.
can't help you solve my puzzle. That would be cheating. But I can help you solve my sister's. The Red Queen is particular. Always has been. She will remove anything that
And you get your
doesn't
first hint,
fit
right?
with the rest.
Now this is also really interesting because there's a couple of different games that
We're
play
almost
in
out of
Alice in
time.
Wonderland,
The
which I
doors
think
are
is really
getting
exciting, right?
impatient. Have you gotten to the chess
The
game
game,
yet?
there's
Where
the
have
game
you
of getting
been?
the gears. So
We
you have
should
to
be
get
done
as
with
many gears
chess.
as
Your
possible.
Majesty,
You
we
know
need
that.
you to give
But
us
you
the
also
gear
have to
piece.
figure out who's going to
I
give you
would
the
if I
hints
could,
to
but I
who,
can't, so I
right?
shan't.
So now, for example, the White
I
Queen gave us
don't
a
give
hint,
you the gear
hint
piece.
to the Red
You
Queen's
do, but
puzzle.
You
If
will.
you
Well,
had
that's
failed
the
at the
news.
game,
Why don't
you
you
would have
just
gotten a
listen for a
hint
change,
to
Rabbit?
the Mad Hatter, right?
What did we give you
But
in
you can never get
exchange,
hints to
You
the caterpillar
solve
from
my
the White Queen.
puzzle. Or you don't.
And
But
so
you
that's the
must
game that
hurry.
happens, right? So you have to
I
decide,
fear
okay,
I'm
not only
not
do
the
I need
only
to
one who
go
came
for the
through the
puzzles that
looking
I know,
glass.
I have to also
Not the
go
only one from the
for
Looking Glass. You
the
don't
people who
mean
will give me
no,
the hints I
no,
need, right?
we don't say a
Because if I
thing.
go to the
We'll
White Queen,
tap
maybe they'll give me a
power
hint
here,
to the
and
puzzle
I
on the
can
Mad
see
Hatter,
for
because the Mad Hatter
myself
puzzle is really
in the
hard,
dark.
right? And so there's a
Since
couple
the
of layers
world
of games that are
hasn't
happening at the same
collapsed
time.
There is time for chess. And we've already begun. Only I can't remember whose turn it is. Can you tell me?
Well, that is simple. Your Majesty.
No spoilers, Rabbit. Only Alice can claim
The
the
delightful part was
games.
building all of these characters, all these scenes, was determining, what puzzles, what mechanics, what sort of puzzle would be associated to a character. For the White Queen, chess. Chess became a big symbol of the White Queen, right? So we developed a lot of chess puzzles. The Mad Hatter, which we'll come to discover, is all obsessed about the Tea Party, right? Of getting people in places. So a logical game around sitting and around your place at the table became the game.
Clever woman. What moves
For the
first?
caterpillar,
The
we know they're
points
intellectual
first.
poems,
The
right? So
Deputy Majesty, we
a
are
sort of a
in
textual puzzle
horrible
became
hurry.
the symbol for them.
Those are
And then the Red
rules,
Queen
and
became a game of
rules
cards
are
and
rules,
numbers.
even when they're just made up. Alice, the gear is yours to take.
Well
They're
done,
doing good.
Alice.
2 gears out of 2.
Time to go, Rabbit. It knows she's here and it is closing in fast. Unlike the Queen, we can only move forward, so let's go now.
Well, that certainly wasn't there before. Where will this one take us, Cheshire?
You'll find out soon enough. Come on, old boy. I'll lead the way. The only way out is through.
They needn't worry. I remember this all going very well. Or horribly terrible. Time will tell.
Well, at least this is familiar.
You may remember this scene very well, dear.
And now we
Alice.
go
a
to
tea
perhaps
party with a Mad Hatter, a March Hare, and a
some of the
Drowned
most
Mouse.
iconic
A lot
characters
has
in
happened
Alice
since
in
you
Wonderland,
and yet
who were
nothing else
played
has
to
occurred.
utter sheer perfection by
Excuse
our
me,
remarkable
kind
Michael
sir.
Indeglio and Michael Pilato.
No room.
A white rabbit. Charmed. And look who I have with me.
Alice, is that you? Oh, thank goodness! We've missed you so. You said you would write.
Oh, you never wrote.
Oh, you said you'd come back.
A mountain of lies.
Oh, no cats allowed at the tea party.
But a mouse and 2 rabbits are?
Sorry. Allergic.
Bye-bye, cat.
Where were we?
Well, weren't we?
You were saying hello to Alice.
Yes, that's it. Why didn't I say so? Since you left, we've been in such a dither. Or tither. It's a
And
dither.
aesthetically, another thing we wanted to figure out was what was
You showed up just in time. We've been
what was
absolutely
an interesting
desperate for
aesthetic
your
spin
help.
we could give to
And
Wonderland
there's
as
a
well.
gear.
So
And
we
there's
have,
teapot here.
you know,
But we absolutely cannot
there's
touch it.
no way for us to
Your
get
only hope.
Oh, help us plan
Jacob,
the
or in this
perfect
case
tea
also Michael,
party,
to look
and
exactly
that
like
gear is
rabbits.
as good as
And we didn't want them to be
yours.
put
He
into
is
like
not
full
like anyone
rabbit or
else here
hair
in Wonderland
costume
will be much
because
help.
it's not
the
really.
Red Queen or the White
You can
Queen.
tell, like it will look cheap. There's no,
And
we have
they
to like either
call
go
us
all in or we
mad.
don't, right?
Physician,
And so, what is
heal
the flair we
thyself.
could do? What are the icons we could play with, right? Or how can we
We
get
know about everyone here.
what are
Who
the
do you want to hear about
symbols
first?
associated to each character that we
Choose
could put to them so that you can
carefully.
see them and know
This
immediately that they're the
information
Mad Hatter,
might help you
right?
out should you
And what is that
cross
aesthetic
their
spin we wanted
paths.
to add? And for
Shall
me, I've always
we
been a big fan of
spill
steampunk
some
because steampunk is a sort of an atemporal style. I mean, not
Who do you
atemporal.
wanna hear
It's
more about?
really it's a spin-off of like Victorian era sort of technology. And what would have happened if we had never gone past that, right? Like if steam continued to be the main source of energy for everything we do. But it's really about this other timeline, this other time and space, and I always felt that was so Wonderland. And so we had the steampunk thing,
You've
but we kept
chosen
those
the Red
icons. So the
Queen.
white
Very
rabbit has
well.
the ears, the March
Listen
Hare has the ears,
closely.
and the Mad
There is
Hatter has
nothing
the
quite
hat.
as
And in this
manly
case,
for the
a
Red
very small
Queen as
hat,
having
which I also think is
something
delightful.
Stand out. Quite odd even for her.
And furthermore, if we're talking about the idea of gears, right, of clocks and gears is such a steampunk motif. So we figure let's just go,
speaking
let's just
of,
go
when is
with
it
it, right? Let's
now?
get really push that idea of that motif to its
What
furthest.
day of the month is it?
It's the 38th.
It isn't. The 38th never falls on a Blather's Day.
It's not Blather's Day, it's Muse Day.
What, Meals Day? Then it must be 4 o'clock!
Tea time.
Oh, bread and buttercups, we're running out of time, Alice. We have 6 place settings, but 4 guests, and every guest must be perfectly placed. the Red Queen, the White Rabbit, March Hare, and myself. I'll have a handle on all that comes out, and the Red Queen will have many points she will spout. Cucumber sandwiches look towards the hare. But where does the White Rabbit sit? Please tell me where.
This, to be fully honest, Oh my god, yes, absolutely, for right, like that, like Victorian English tied to it too, right? That connection to that sort of era when Alice in Wonderland was created. It's like it like makes sense. Like once you think about it, you're like, oh yeah. This is one of the hardest puzzles, everybody, and I'm okay with that. We have to give some challenge.
You are a smart girl, much smarter than I remember. Or was that someone else?
Oh, she's much smarter than she'll be the next time we see her.
You did it, Alice. We retrieved your gear. And there's
Well,
our door.
you know,
The
it was the
party's
hardest one,
over
but I
for
got it
us.
right.
Now, what
It's 3
continues?
out of 3.
I wonder
Look at
what'll be
this.
next.
Leaving so soon.
Oh, we'll see you again, soonish.
If not,
So the way the game is
Good
structured
luck
is,
on your quest
you
to
know,
repair the
we wanted to have
watch.
people to have different
Our
journeys, but also
existence
different
depends
endings of
on
the
it.
journey.
But no
So according
pressure.
to the number of gears you get throughout the night, is what ending you get. So there's a terrible ending, a bad ending, a good ending,
Into the wilderness. It's
and
the
a
mushroom
perfect
forest,
ending,
and sitting atop
depending on the
grandest
number of
mushroom
gears.
all is our
We have
next
never
ally.
gotten
I
the
hope.
terrible
I'm
ending,
just glad
which
to
is
see
sad
you.
because it's one of my most
Hello there,
devastating
Miss
endings
Caterpillar.
I've ever written, and I had to tone it back because it was so dark.
Alice, why are you here?
So now it's dark
I
but
sent you
hopeful,
forth as a shining example
and we've
of
gotten the
rhetorical
perfect ending
skill.
only twice,
Have you shown your companions your
and it's truly
recitation?
Alice, what's
just as
recitation?
heartbreaking, but for other reasons.
Recitation. To recite with great vigor, clarity, and excellent grammaticalism. From the Latin.
Every one of the characters was taken on by a different writer, and you can, what I think is so much fun to see is that every writer's
We don't have
taste,
time for poetry,
humor,
silly word
things they
games.
like,
We had to
interests,
have Alice
loves
gather all the
are
gear pieces
reflected
and
in their
rescue us all
scenes.
and save Wonderland
So
itself.
the Mad
I
Hatter
suppose
was
she
written by the
concerned
remarkable
about
Kevin
this.
Hammond. The White Queen was written by Jacob Thompson, and the Caterpillar was written by David Andrew Laws, and the Red Queen was written by me. So you could tell all of our interests are what we like or how we want to give a spin to, what spin we want to give to the characters.
In the course of our conversing, however, Alice frabjously graduated from student to master in terms of literary clue spatificating. Perhaps if you were to recite a piece for us, you could work out where to go from there.
What do you say, Alice? Got a poem you'd like to recite? From the look on your face, you've got as little idea as I do.
After all the work we did, has your mind become as thick as a
Lynn Craig is
bowl of
truly a
jam?
remarkable actor who is also classically trained, sorry, which I think is
Shall we begin
perfect
with
for
what is the tiny tipsy
this
eve?
kind of role,
Or
right? Because
thou art
it's
old Papa
they
Dear.
treat it just
Tipsy
phonetically. They
Pete's a
kind of
great
treat it like a
school
Shakespeare
about how
text
value things can be
almost, right?
found in low places.
It took many rehearsals,
Papa
but
Dear
Lynn
is a
Craig
lot
is
more
truly
enjoyable.
incredible
Plus,
at what they
it
do.
rhymes with gear, so that could be something.
Compelling argument. What do you think, Alice? Which poem will point us in the right direction?
They're feeling like a bee today.
The tiny tipsy bee it is. Good choice, Alice. Lay it on us, Caterpillar.
A vorpal choice indeed. Ahem. To find what's hidden on this rocky trail, however far or near you've got to go, if you seek safety and fulfillment too, save both yourself and all these wondrous folk. To find what's hidden on this rocky trail, I feel like I've already said that line. May take more effort and a bit more proof, even when
So
time
the big
is
puzzle
short
that
and spots are
happens
tight.
for these is the idea
Now,
of
with my very
what is a good
vigorous,
fun
clear, and excellently
literary
grammaticalized
puzzle, and it
recitation
was
complete,
acrostics.
do you know where to
So
look to
for the
find
first
what
version
it
of
is you
what we've
seek?
done for Wonderland, it was a single acrostic. This one is a double acrostic. So you'll see that if you read it, it says this time look left. Seems I know the answer. Does everyone know yes?
Great, better to guess than to get stuck here forever, but where do you think it is on the mushroom? Left side, right side, under it, or on top of it?
And they got it right too. Here we go. Alright, that would make us 4 gears out of 4. Which is definitely we're not getting the terrible ending. In case anybody wanted to know.
The left side of the mushroom seems oddly specific, but maybe you saw something I didn't.
Also, if anybody's
Of course,
interested,
what
I'm
is
drinking a
left
very
cannot be right,
themed drink tonight.
unless what is right is
Angry
what's left
Orchard.
over when
That's
the
why I
term
was
is
at the Mad
fictionalizing the
Hatter's
right left to have
party
left right
myself.
under your very nose.
Oh, Alice, you did it!
I knew you could do it. I never doubted you for an instant. Well, never more than 2 instances.
How gratifying it is to witness growth in one's studentry, whether literal or metaphorical. Take this and plant the seeds of greatness, dear Alice, literally or metaphorically, whatever you like.
We'll stick to the symbolism on that one, Caterpillar. We're going to be needing these.
Oh, would you like to ingest the allegorical juice of the emblematic gossip berry? I've heard some things about the
I wonder
Mad
what the
Hatter
juice of
and
the
Red
gossip berry
Queen that
would
might
taste
prove
like.
beneficial.
If you ask me at least, I'm happy to share a script of the show. I would have to check in with, of course, with the whole company, but like, the scripts are around, and I can talk about them. They're around. Saving Wonderland script was around 180
The hat,
pages
but we already
for
saw
a
him.
1
I
hour
suppose it could prove useful
experience.
If we ever find ourselves at that tea party
We
again.
created
Of
them
course you
originally
like some
using
guidance on that
Google Bookmarks,
disharmonious
so you would
hat
click on
maker.
bookmarks within the
Suffice it to
documents and
say
jump
that
across the document
if ever
according
at
to
a
what
tea
you
party,
were
you are feeling stuck. Just sit across from someone soft and rub their
that
feet
you would,
for luck.
depending on your choices, would jump around, so the actors had to do that. We've now moved on to a new system
We'll
called Twine, by
definitely
which
keep
a
that
lot
one
of that
in mind,
process is done
won't we,
through coding.
Ren?
And so the script responds and
Dora, would
interacts
you look at that?
live with the actors
Let's
according to
look,
what's
shall
happening.
we?
And they can click on little
You will
links
rescue
and
us,
jump
won't
around.
you,
And
Alice?
variables and stuff
There's
like
one
that
thing
is updated.
caterpillars are averse
Twine
to.
is
It's
amazing.
change.
I would
hope
like
the next
talk
time
for
we
hours
see
about
one
Twine.
another,
Requires a
I'm
lot of beta
disagreeing
testing,
as
which
I
we
am.
come to discover.
But
Like
one never
Gatsby was run on
knows.
Twine, and the
Do
score
they?
which you just saw was run on Twine as well. And the running of the replay version of As and Wonderland is run in Twine. So this one is
Well,
run in
that's more
Twine.
like it,
This,
Alice.
not the
Welcome
original,
to my
but this
place of
version.
employment, the kingdom of cards. Now, back off, Cheshire. I got it from here. Cheshire.
I mean, it's unusual that the
Now,
artists
what
don't
is
see
that
every
cat gone
ending,
off to?
but I think this is part of the thing. And what happens is that actually people come and try and game, like the first time we did Saving Wonderland, people come and try and
Now, I believe
game
the holder of this gift
the
does
game.
not
They try
have
to
the
play the game in a
fondest
way
memories of your time
in
in
which
Wonderland.
they
In
will
fact,
get,
I dare say that
they will try and get the worst ending. So for example, the first night they came, for the first time we ever did Wonderland, wait, a fan favorite is in the room.
That's it. That's it. It's not getting any better. Not at all. She'll be hearing from the
This,
union.
for anybody who's
We
interested, is
hedgehogs
the
are
first time the
quite
hedgehog
enough.
ever came to life.
Quite enough.
Correct. This is the first show of the hedgehog, and now it is a staple in every one of our shows. There is a hedgehog somewhere. So I was saying that people, when the first time they played Saving Wonderland, they got the bad ending, which means they did okay. Second night they got the good ending, and you were like, okay, they're improving. The third night, they were trying to get the worst ending possible for some reason, so they started losing everything. They didn't manage to get it, they still got the bad ending, but they like really tried to play as bad as they could to get as close to that terrible ending as they possibly could.
Now, you are certainly right.
And then the last night, which was very emotional, is they managed
But
to,
we are here
everybody
to
came
fix
together to help
things.
each other and got the perfect ending. Which was
Might
great.
I remind you what happened the last time she was here?
And who
This
knows,
child
maybe we'll
knows
get the
only how
perfect
to
ending.
break things, not mend them.
My queen.
I am trying to save this kingdom from utter devastation, and you bring this monster back. Have you nothing to say?
So the
Speak
original
up, child. Speak
actor
to your
for the
queen.
Red Queen was the incredible Samantha Blaine, who I have nothing but love and respect. But Samantha Blaine had a baby, so was not able to be here for the recording of the show. And so the role was taken on by another remarkable actor, which is Carlina Parker,
Sorry, eh?
who brought their own spin to
She's
it.
sorry, very sorry, quite apologetic. So
And it's a remarkable night to have a Carlina
I
Parker
still don't
night,
trust
which
her.
is to do the
Words
score right
are
before
words
this
are
and then see her
words
the
are
Red Queen.
words. A child is always a child.
But maybe all these years have taught her a thing or two.
Nothing changes, White Puff. Nothing. You're just as absurd as that lazy sister of mine, playing chess while the world falls apart. Ridiculous. Maybe it's time for a new White Queen.
Let us not importune you any further then. We have come with a very simple request.
Yes? Out with it, critter!
I think he wants a gear, my queen.
Now, having
I
two
thought we
hosts
had
like
an
the cat and the
arrangement,
white
Cat.
rabbit, right, also
No
meant
felines in
that
court.
each character you would encounter in a scene had a different
You want us
relationship
to get decapitated?
to the cat and a different relationship to the rabbit, which added more
What is with
dynamic
all this
to
whispering?
the scenes
Speak
themselves,
up,
which I
Huss.
think is also fun.
They are in search of a gear, madam, for the broken watch.
A gear. Everything has been positively upside down since those gears arrived. I have tried for years to get rid of it. Years. If I couldn't, why would she?
So we're also getting a lot
we're
of
not
like
trying
world
to
building
get
as the
rid
scenes
of the
go on,
gear,
right? We
Adam.
now know that the
We are
gears have
actually
like
trying
that
to
has been
use it.
years
Ridiculous. None
since
of us can touch it.
has
None of
been
us?
years
It's true,
since
but
this looping has
she
happened. They've been stuck in
Yes,
looping
it's
over and
true. I
over
saw with
again,
my
right?
very own eyes.
But something bad is happening this
We'll
time.
see about that.
Bad enough that it required the
Guys!
rabbit to go get Alice. Now the
Behold,
arrival of Alice,
child.
unfortunately, though it will be the
The
solution
royal
to the
guard
problem,
of the Kingdom of Hearts.
has also caused
I locked
the loops
gear
to move
away
even
in an
faster,
attempt to
as you'll
complete
come to
it.
discover.
Its box requires a key. One of these guardsmen holds that key. If you
When
can
we get
guess
to the
who
end of
has it,
tonight's show, Elise,
you can
I am happy to
try
tell you
and
what
take the gear.
Mama Queen,
the
how could she possibly
what
know that?
the terrible
Silence!
ending is.
She would know if she'd asked the right questions. Who holds the key? Speak!
I do think the Cheshire Cat says that, at least.
Ha! We did it! That's it! Good work, Alice.
What? How could you have possibly known? You must have gotten some outside help.
A challenge is a challenge, madam.
Solving the puzzle is one thing. Grabbing the gear is another.
You were saying...
That can't be! Every single card
And a
in
little
this
bit more
kingdom
world
has
building,
tried to
right?
touch
So
it.
not only do we know
None
that
of
these
them-
gears are a problem, but nobody can touch them.
Enough!
Because as the cat
My
said,
time
only
is
the
very
one that
valuable, and
breaks
you
is the
have
one who
taken
can
up
fix.
quite too much of
Only
it.
Alice
Away with you!
can get the
Thank
gears.
you! Your Royalness, Your Highness, and Superior... Oh, my whiskers, I can't believe I made it through that, but, shouldn't there be a door appearing right about now?
Oh, I wouldn't be too sure about that, Rabbit.
And we're now into the loop. Here
Oh,
we go.
boy.
The threat is
It's
revealed.
here.
And I don't think it's happy.
'Twas brillig, the slithy toves did jarring dimble in the web. On Lindsay were the laurel groves and the mobile raths outgrabe.
Do you think the watch will work this time?
Depends on how many
A little
gears we
design
got.
secret.
Wait!
Those
Before we put in the
eyes
gears,
and that sort
we
of
need to
texture you
wind
see of the
watch.
jab
It has
of
a
the
sweet spot,
creature,
Alice,
the
so
Jabberwock,
try and aim for that. I'm gonna need your
is
help so I can hold things
a cat. Is a recording of Kayla
Lock,
Hill's
set,
cat.
Go!
Ooh, are they gonna get it? Ooh, are they gonna get it? I don't know. Ooh, 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 ooh. No, their first miss. Yikes. All right, they get a couple of shots and did not get the perfect.
Alice, are
hit.
you
So
even
they
trying?
get a couple
Oh,
of
dear,
chances
the
to
watch
make
does
mistakes.
not look happy. Quick, just try and stick the gears in there.
Anything?
The gears, they're starting to spin.
That's something?
Oh no, I don't think it's fast enough.
Oh dear, here we go again.
All right, so they got 5 gears though. 5 gears out of 6. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Claws did catch.
It's not enough gears, Alice. Alice, hold on to something.
What's really interesting also is aesthetic choice that sort of was made in the room, right? Is the idea of, you'll see that all the idea of digital glitching comes in, which I think is really exciting because it acknowledges that we're also presenting this through Zoom, and so the idea of glitching makes sense on a screen, right? You notice that something's breaking or rupturing or affecting the world you're watching, rather than like putting explosion or something which you would never believe. But then also it's interesting because it brings,
Quite enough gears to make it spin properly.
for me, Wonderland, despite all this looniness, like even Alice in Wonderland, is always a very organic place. There's nature's a big part of it. Like, you know, it feels like between the flowers, the vegetation, the greenness, the insects, all the animals, right? It's all organic. And then the Jabberwock, this destruction presence, is a very digital presence, right? It has sort of an environmental statement almost.
Alice!
Totally
Wake
parallel
up!
to the
Wake up!
tech
Come on,
steampunk.
there's no
But we
time to
wanted to
waste.
have the
Oh,
idea
oh!
like what would destroy this organic space is this digital creature that
Back
comes
the
in.
rabbit hole
Right?
again. Oh, dear.
And this is amazing. This is
Right.
the best.
Now we're right back
This
where we
moment is the
started.
reveal
Oh, but look.
of the first of our
So
main
the
game
gears we haven't
mechanic,
found so
right?
far. Here,
everybody
look
thought we had
inside.
died up until this moment, and then you discover that
It wasn't enough to
you're
defeat
looping. Like you're actually
So what do we do now?
you're stuck in the
We
loop,
do
right?
it again, and we do it better. Every
And
loop,
so,
that thing gets more
all of our
powerful.
video game
Easier
inspirations, or at least
pieces
mine
alone
video game
will be
inspirations,
enough.
are come to that back to this
chance
moment.
to
There are
focus
two
on
main
doing
games that for
everything
anybody who's a
again.
gamer
It
will this
might
idea of
be
looping
harder
time and
this
trying
time
again
around, but if we keep
will be
going, we might actually get enough
will
gears to send
become
that
will
thing
sound
back to
familiar.
where it belongs.
There's a big inspiration, of course, is Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, where you play
Well,
3
better get a
days,
move on. We're
and
running out
you
of
basically play
time.
this 3 days. The 3 days within the game, you play them over and over again,
Warhorse.
just getting better and
How
better
do
and
we know
better.
where to go?
And another big inspiration is a game that came out maybe around 3 years ago, maybe 2, called The
A
Outer
shortcut
Wilds,
straight to a
which
gear
is
piece,
also,
and
you know,
here
a
I'm
20-minute
sticking you
loop
just
in
like
which
down
you
on
are stuck, right?
Us.
And what I think is
Perhaps
awesome
this
is that
program will put those tremendous
it's
ears of
through
yours to good
looping that you get
And
better,
maybe this
right?
time
Like
you could think about
in the
sticking
first loop,
around.
you understand, you may not have gotten all the puzzles, but now you have the
Now,
second loop to
the
try and
road
get them
through
right,
Wonderland has
right?
an
We're
order,
literally
and
giving the
this time you
audience
get
a chance to
choose where
learn,
start.
to become better,
Remember, the later
right?
the puzzle, the more chance we
To
have
everything
to
you got the
find
first
clues.
time, to
Last
everything you
time
might
it
have
went
missed,
White
to now know,
Queen,
oh,
Mad
that person
Hatter,
gives me those
Alice, or
hints,
the Red
and that's
Queen.
that puzzle.
What
So
door
now
should
the
we
second
open,
time I
Alice?
play, I'm gonna
It
go
must
to those
be
people because they're
your
gonna give me the
choice.
missing hints I need, and I'm gonna go to those puzzles because I know how to solve them, right? So if you ever be part of the chats, people go like, oh no, and we know the Caterpillar, let's go to the Caterpillar, right? Go to Mad Hatter. People are like, no, I want to see this. Nope, I need the hints to this, right? So for example, nope, they've gotten some hints on the White Queen. They got some hints on the Red Queen. Not really many hints on the Caterpillar, but they sort of figure out the system. But they get the Red Queen, so they want to go there now for this one, which I think is fun.
Well, here we are again. The Red Queen.
But as the loops
Everything
start
looks worse than
happening,
before. This
we're
place.
starting to, because of the arrival of Alice, we're starting to tumble
We
towards
don't
our
have
end,
much time, Alice.
right?
We
So
should be
while the
hearing
first one
from
was
the
very pretty
hedgehog.
green and everything, now, you know, this digital presence is much more present in the second loop.
Was that a flamingo?
I guess she's all out of hedgehogs.
Rabbit! Rabbit! Oh, do something! The kingdom is in shambles and everything is falling apart! There goes the West Tower. Rabbit, you have to do something! It's that.
Oh, I guess the technical glitches got to us. Between you and me, they played the wrong video. We're gonna go back. Let's go back to where we want to go. Well, keep it coming, questions coming. I'm happy to answer them as we go through this. I think we played the wrong video. I know, hold music intensifies. We're coming back, everybody. Oh, there we go. We're going to the right loop now.
Starting right where we left off. Interesting choice. Do you really want to bother the Queen of Hearts again so soon?
It won't be so bothersome with me in charge,
Right.
isn't that
But
right?
still, what we talked about earlier, like stands, right?
I know last
Which
time
is,
well, but looking around, I suspect it's
there's a
not the
digital
one.
intrusion that's coming in, right? There's a
Look
digital
around,
moment that's
Rabbit.
coming in, right? The digital
world
intrusion,
seems to
you
be
see the
falling
little
apart.
static, you see
Oh,
the
no!
colors start
We're
to
going to be
fade, right?
next!
The digital presence
Calm
is starting
down,
to come
buddy.
in,
Just
right? The
trust
loops
my
are starting to get
intuition and
thinner.
we should be all right.
We're running out of time!
Eyes up, hedgehog in the air!
Right on schedule.
Oh, the world is falling apart and we're still playing croquet.
But we get to see the
Does anyone
hedgehog,
think
so
about
all is
the
well in the
hedgehogs?
world.
No, screw the union. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. You hear that? I'll see you all in court.
I wonder how the flamingos are doing.
Ball! Ball! Ball, speak up! Where are you?
Hello, Your Majesty.
Oh, you again, Rabbit. One trip wasn't enough? Still searching for gears?
Yes, no, of course, the gears.
And that damned child again. Look around! Everything is worse now. I thought you were supposed to be fixing everything.
Don't mention being upside down. Let's handle this politely. Get on the good side, eyes on the prize.
There is no time to play nice. Stand your ground, Alice. The queen likes a good parry to her attacks.
What's wrong, child? Not so quippy anymore, Nothing to say? Come on, speak up.
I really don't understand why you won't listen.
She did listen. To me.
Upside down.
You know, I'm not saying I'm a great writer,
Indeed, your queen
but what I
is
do when I
so
write
misplaced.
is just create funny little characters that hide if my writing is poor. So, of course, my scene has the hedgehog, and if you watched Christmas Karen, I wrote all the scenes with a Furby in it. So it's a common
Perhaps,
motif in
you
Attilio's
don't
writing
want
that
to
there's
suck
always
up
some
forever,
crazy
do you?
character in it.
Sounds to me like you're all downside up.
Then help us see things from your angle, my queen. Maybe a little something about a certain tea party.
Yes, my Queen and Majesty, might you tell us more about the Hatter's tea?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Elise. Like most of the time, we're trying really hard to create a sense of
It can't be denied. You'd do very well if
I
you
know Furby
stayed
fandom would have been so creepy. I think for most of the time we do that work right, of creating characters that are identified or not gendered, that have pronouns, right, so that any audience member can feel represented by that. But we felt, I think, for this one, at least for me, that to pretend it was a new person wouldn't really be in conversation with the original tale anymore, and we figured that it also gave us a chance to work to give a new spin to the Alice character, and not just play them like a poor innocent girl, but actually as an empowered woman that can play a lot of can make decisions for men and be a different type of person than they were before.
Before only one held the key. Now 2 guards.
Now what's interesting is they don't have many hints for the Red Queen, right?
Can you guess
They know that
which one?
they don't want things with patterns, right?
Speak.
The Red Queen, there's patterns in the Red Queen that they don't like.
That's it! Great choice, Alice. We did it.
You're a cunning one, aren't you?
There are few rules in Wonderland, my queen, but one is sure. All deals are honored.
I also find
Go
that really
ahead,
interesting
child.
that
Pick up the gear.
there's
A deal
in
is
Wonderland, so
a
much
deal.
stuff flows out the window, but there's certain rules that are never broken. Like a drummer rules that always stay the same. Like no matter how crazy it gets, deals always are respected.
You may be a puzzle solver, but the hero of Wonderland, that remains to be seen.
I dare say my rabbit
Also
friend that
within
we are moving
each of the
somewhere
loops,
But not fast enough.
every character
Quick,
with
Alice.
it, like every one of
There's no
these
time to
main
waste
sort of
any
Alice
more
in
deals
Wonderland
to chase.
characters have
Get
their
those
arcs,
human legs of yours
which I
moving
think
and
is
off
really
to the
fun.
next
Like
one.
the big
On
arc
with you,
of
child.
the Red
There are
Queen
kingdoms
is to
be
discover
saved, and I suggest
if
you
the
do
Red
it
Queen
quickly, or it'll be off with
if
all of
Alice
our
will be
heads.
redeemed in the Red Queen's eyes, which I think is a lot of fun.
Jumping from one queen to another. Oh dear, there really is no rest for us commoners when royalty is involved. Now, where is that queen?
Hush now, Rabbit. Women and cats understand each other.
Of course, since you and the Red Queen got along so well.
Your Majesty.
Did someone call for the queen? Oh, you again. And this time with a cat. I take it you didn't defeat it?
Things are growing dire, Your Majesty. I'm afraid I've had to take matters into my own paws. We are in a bit of a jam.
No, I'm afraid that's impossible. It's jam every other day, but this is today. And today seems to be falling apart. We must leave this place.
No races. Time for chess. We need your gear piece again.
The gear pieces. I remember them. You still need gear pieces from the Mad Hatter and the Caterpillar. And I give you a clue.
We will take those clues post-haste.
But I only give you.
You'll also notice that
Would you like, Alice?
there's a couple of other sort of structural arcs throughout the loops, right? And the first one is very rabbit-centric. In the second loop, we're trying to make it much more cat-centric. And the third loop is when the cat and the rabbit realize that they must collaborate to save everyone. So there's a lot of things that Alice is mending in their time
Yes,
in
Alice,
Wonderland.
we will come to the caterpillar soon enough.
The caterpillar thinks they're on top of it all. And technically, they're right. So don't get confused about which way's up.
Now that that's done, Your Majesty, Alice would like to
And
challenge
so we're also
you
traveling
to
through the loop differently, right? So
Yes,
things go in a loop,
another
like all the
chess
characters,
game.
but where you
As
start
you
in the
can
loop
see
of
here,
characters
my
is different from
husband
loop
and
2.
I face a knight, a bishop, and a pawn. You can only move one. Which piece do you move to make me happy?
A move to make you happy, Majesty? Well, that's different, Alice. What's your move?
What is the move?
Ha! Knight takes king. Give us our gear piece, please, and thank you.
Silly rabbit.
No,
What am I supposed to do now? You've taken my useless husband, and now I'm completely surrounded. How is that supposed to make me happy?
Now
This
you
won't
remember
work at all.
Well, hello.
we had a lot of
and
hits
goodbye, Your
in the
Majesty,
first loop
whichever order you prefer.
around
Let's go, rabbit.
maybe a
It's
new
time
queen is needed.
for tea.
So what you need to do
Those
is to
are
move the
already-
pawn,
the
because
loops
if
are
you
getting
move the
shorter. This
pawn,
is
you get
no
to
good.
Alice,
you get
if you
to
would,
promote it to a queen.
tell my sister I
So that's 2 loops down.
never mind.
5.
Win the day.
Sorry,
so
2
I can tell
gears
her
down.
myself.
So you have 5 gears plus 1, 6 gears. So right smack in the middle-ish. There are 13 total gears in the game.
And here we are again.
Everything seems to be falling apart.
Don't panic. They'll need you to stay calm if you're going to help. Hello!
No broom! No broom! Broom?
Room. Zoom. One of my favorite lines in the
We
whole show.
cannot chat now, Rabbit. We have guests arriving at any moment.
We know. We know.
Oh, yes, of course you do. How very well you do. It's nice
The
to
Mad
see
Hatter
you.
and the March Hare for me
What
are a
happened
symbol
here?
of
Oh, I'm
Of
not
human-
sure what you mean.
This
a little bit of
place
our
is an
human
absolute
madness,
mess.
in the absolute
No
moments
cancel
of
out the
sheer
remember?
I also
destruction.
remember the absolute mess you
They
made up
just
the last time. I'm safe.
hold on desperately to what they have.
Alice?
So even though the world's falling apart, they will have their tea party no matter what.
Pickled jam.
No matter. Alice, huge news. Thrilling and horrifying news. You see, the White Queen is coming to our tea party.
Maybe we can forgo the tea
And we
party
up the
just this
stakes
once and get
of
to
the
the
game,
matter
right?
of the gear.
So
Oh, the
every
gear,
game,
the tea
every
party,
puzzle
I'm
is supposed to
gonna
get harder
say,
throughout the
like,
loops.
you see,
You have to
can't
choose
have
1 card in the
without
Red
talking.
Queen loop 1.
You
You're
see,
gonna choose
tell
2
her-
cards in the loop 2, and you're gonna choose 3 cards in loop 3. Here,
In any event,
we,
you must join us at
for the
the tea
loop
party,
1, you had
Alice.
4
The
possible
Red Queen
seats.
and the
Now
White
you have
Queen
more.
could both attend the party today, and we can't have an odd number.
Oh, although you can't get odder than those two. We could
Karen,
tell
we
you
are-
stories.
We are technically not in Zoom anymore.
Let's tell stories.
We might have to
Who
update
do you
that
want to
joke.
learn more about? The Red Queen or the Caterpillar?
They should choose the Red Queen, because the Caterpillar puzzle they know. Nope, they're gonna go for the Caterpillar. That's twice for the Caterpillar.
Yes, Alice. A path through those poems would be quite useful.
Oh, goodness, my stomach is rumbling like crazy. We must get this party underway.
Tit for tat, lunatic. The clue.
The Caterpillar's so sure
And more importantly, Elise,
of
it is
everything.
the audience's
And
choice.
Maybe they're right.
So, no
Just
matter what I
make sure
think,
you remember which way is up.
Good Lord, must you be so cryptic?
Hatter? Hare? Is everything okay?
They're frozen. I've seen this happen all over Wonderland. It's nothing too serious. It just means that this land is that much closer to complete annihilation.
Ooh, Butterfingers. Oh, ladies.
The tea party!
I do like
Yeah,
Butterfingers.
we must prepare!
Wait a minute! Do you not know what just happened? You froze!
Ah, then we need some tea to warm us up before it's too late.
Speaking of, where is it now?
When indeed? Oh, well, it must be 4 o'clock. The bread and buttercups, our guests will be here any moment.
Oh, listen closely, Alice. We now have 6 guests, and as always, everyone must be perfectly placed.
Yeah, as the previous 4, same as before. Add the White Queen and also you. 1 queen on my right. We will stare at the white. Where will you sit? We don't have a clue.
Then now's when my head starts hurting. You're like, who? What? So we know the Red Queen is in seat 6 and is looking at the White Queen seat 2. We know the Rabbit was in seat 3 before. So what's the other seat that's left, right? Elise, are you revealing my secrets in the chat and Zoom?
Or was that someone else?
Oh, she is much smarter than she'll be the next time we see her.
Sweet Alice, your next task awaits you, shall we?
Through the door, Alice, before we end up as mad as these two.
You're leaving so soon.
We may be back.
Oh,
choose to
well,
believe
see
you.
you again. Soonish.
If not sooner.
Oh, also, if you're passing a shop, we could use some more biscuits.
I love
but
that so
don't
many of
make
our
a
audiences
special
like
trip.
literally draw it out. Like they take notes, and that
Unless
brings
you
me
want
so much joy
biscuits.
because
Through
it
the
brings
door,
me
Alice,
memories
before
of
we
like
as
the
mad as
first
those
video game
two.
I ever played was with my mom. I played the video game called Myst. The loop has been cut shorter by the Jabberwock.
That I don't like it. But we haven't gotten to the full scene. The loop isn't finished yet.
Yes, Myst. Myst is my favorite game of all time, and the reason is for many reasons. First, because of the narrative, the gameplay, and the world immersion, but also because it's my first memory of what
You think
playing
the
a
watch will
video
work
game
this
was,
time?
and it was me and
Haven't
my
I said that
mom. My
before?
mom would sit me in her lap, and we would play.
And yes, you
And
Quick,
she
quick,
had
let's try
notebooks
one up
full
again.
and
Since
full
we
of
have more gears
notes.
this time,
So that's my
maybe we
memory
shouldn't
of game
try
of
winding
video
it
games.
so
It's like
tight.
puzzling and
We don't
making
wanna
notes
break
and
it.
solving puzzles together.
Mark, set, go!
All right, we have a change. Right, maybe we don't have to push it as hard. Let's see what people do. Don't do it! Don't do it! Follow the rules. Very good music for the game. They did it! I'm so proud of them. Yeah, and Caroline, like we would exchange
Smart, Alice. With
like
more gears,
notebooks
it's
with
better
people
to
we
go under
knew.
this
Like we
time.
would visit
And
other
look,
people that
the
were
watch
playing
likes this
Myst,
crank
and we would
very
find out
much.
they were doing Myst, and we would like
Hopefully
exchange
fast
how
enough
far
this
they were
time.
if they figured out that
Rabbit,
puzzle. My mom
give
would
me your
exchange
foot.
notes.
My foot.
They would give us her notebooks. We would take the notebooks
look.
home and then work through
Here
them.
we go again.
Alice, hold on to something.
Alright, so they're doing better. They're doing better. They might get the perfect ending still. They missed 2, which is not good.
You were so close this time. You're just some gears away. Maybe one more try. But we're running out of time. This is the very last loop. Wonderland
What I
has
love
got
about
in
the
it.
Cheshire Cat as
But
well
let's worry about that later.
is
For
that they
now,
also act. They're
there's
both
still a
within the
little
world and
bit
outside the
of
world.
adventure
They're
to
this
be
like
had.
godlike character,
All
which
you
is so
have to
whimsical,
do
right?
Is wake up.
And they start the loop and
Alice,
they
come on,
start us
wake
in
up.
this game
There's no time
and the
to waste.
story, and they end
Back
the
here
show,
again.
and they
How
start and
many
end every
gears
loop.
do we have so far?
Let's see how many gears they got. They have
Yes,
1,
that
2,
wasn't
3,
enough
4,
either.
5, 6,
What
7,
new
8.
confusion awaits
8
us?
gears.
Well, Rabbit, it
So they
seems
can
we've
still
almost
get
reached the end
perfect
of
ending.
all things.
And I suppose each of these doors leads us to a gear piece.
The walls between worlds are falling apart. It seems this time we can travel in whatever order we want, but there's a catch.
I knew it! I knew it! Even at a time like this, you play games.
I'll ignore that. The time loop is a noose, and it is tightening fast. I don't think we'll make it past 2 stops. 2 more gear pieces to puzzle out, Alice. 2 last shots before Wonderland fades away forever.
Where to begin the end, Alice? It must be, of course, Your choice.
Yeah, they're not playing games now. They're like, enough. We got one more loop and we better go for the safe ones we got. They're gonna go Caterpillar. And now the distortion is even more, right? So we caught it in that little sort of mistake we had with the other video, right? But now the glitch are really intense, right?
Wonderland to Wonderbland. Let's hope the next stop is in 6 Feet Underland.
Hopefully we'll have more luck with that word-loving worm this time around. Mixed caterpillar. Oh.
But the caterpillar's a butterfly now.
Who are you?
It's us again. Remember?
Who are you?
Oh my, our dear wordsmith has become an antisocial butterfly.
Caterpillar, we're just here to help Alice.
Yeah, that's
find
a
the
that's a
missing gear
Orshoya
pieces.
Santo, a
You must
Norshi
remember, we think the answer
special.
might be hidden in one of your
Right.
poems.
It's like the world's fighting,
Yes.
but you know they're losing, which is such a
You
remarkable
know,
sort
I
of
haven't got the
metaphor,
memory.
right? That's how the color keeps peeking through.
Yeah, got a penchant for extra lives, not extra lines.
Recite.
Time to find out if we got lucky before.
And the
We've really
progression
solved
of the
secret of those
character
perilous poems.
continue, right?
Remember,
Now
pay
the
attention to
caterpillar has
pattern.
become a butterfly.
Poem recite. Bee or Papa.
What's it gonna be, Alice? How does the tiny tipsy bee? Or thou art old Papa dear?
8 years is tough. They have to kind of get everything right if they want to get the perfect ending. The ranges are, you believe, I might be a little wrong because I haven't seen that in a while. 0 to 3 is terrible ending. 4 to 7 is
Oh, Papa, forgive us. We know not
4
what we're
to
doing.
7 is
Listen!
bad ending. 7
Unclench our
to
world from your formacious thorn. No, let us not be
10.
moved by grounding
This number varies. 7 to 10 is good ending, and 11 to 13 is perfect ending. Sometimes when we're really want to go hard, we do 12 to 13. It's the perfect ending.
Make each success a lifeline through and through. Eke out the daintimoniousness, or I fear we're doomed to doom, so as you do. So let this be the end from whence you go, or sink in sires of such all days to roam. Now choose.
Ah, you got it right. I think we made this one a little too easy because people used to always get it
Only
wrong.
the caterpillar is on top of the mushroom.
And we felt bad
You
because
have
but that's the
chosen
trick, right? That they're sitting under the.
Wisely.
It's under them, but that means on top of the mushroom, right?
Alice,
Here
you
we
did
go,
it.
9
The
gears.
pressure was on, but you really
I
pulled
think
it off.
if they get the
Oh,
two
you
next
found
ones, they
its
will have the
head
perfect.
like a
ending.
moth from a cocoon. But now I must.
That's
rest.
true. So they're pretty solid on the caterpillar.
I mean, I have faith in you, Alice.
So the game's
Let's
working.
be reasonable.
Come on, Alice. You did it. You keep this up, and we may save Wonderland yet.
Ew, where are they gonna go? Don't go to the White Queen. That was hard. Don't go to the White Queen. Don't go to the White Queen. Red Queen's also very hard, to be honest. This one. Ooh, okay. I don't know if they had I don't know if they asked the right questions for this one, but here's hoping. No, Elise, they do not know the red, and Elise, I'm not gonna tell you what the red is either.
A boisterous queen after a rambunctious butterfly. I don't know about you, but I quite prefer them when
Now,
they were.
don't worry. The Red
caterpillars.
Queen will give you one hint. Like they give in this
place.
loop, everybody gives hints on themselves. They're just a little harder hints.
We don't have much time, Alice. We should be hearing from the hedgehog about now.
Oh, that's not a hedgehog.
Was that a flamingo?
I guess she's all out of hedgehogs.
Rabbit! Rabbit! Oh, do something! The kingdom is in shambles and everything is falling apart!
Correct. This is the video that should have gone. It is correct now, but this is the one we saw earlier
It was the West
by
Tower.
mistake.
Rabbit, you have to do something! It's that damn gear and that broken watch! Oh, this is all that Cupid's fault! Off with her head!
No, my queen, no! There's nothing we can do. Not this rabbit, not that cat.
not anything any single creature in Wonderland can do.
There's only one thing that can help us now. A certain human.
Yep, that's correct.
No
Elise.
matter how many gears this monster has obtained, I will never put my kingdom's life in her hands!
You'll just have to trust us on this one, my queen.
Because after all this time, we've come to trust her.
If there's anyone who can fix this,
it's Alice.
Is the record going to say yes or no?
Follow me.
There you go.
Quickly.
The Red Queen has changed. The Red Queen has
Guards
grown.
refuse to speak to me
Some things are
anymore.
more important
They've
than
stopped trusting
your
their
hate
benevolent and
or your
magnificent
pride.
ruler, and I would off with all of their heads for their insolence if it weren't for the fact that, well, they still hold the gear, and they've upped the challenge.
Are you saying they led a coup de cartes?
Oh, don't get me started, Kitty. All I know is that with increasing frequency, they've become obsessed with a certain mathematical sequence, and they're kicking out anything that doesn't fit, including me!
Oh, you have to get it right. You have to get it right. Mathematical sequence, all right? A famous mathematical sequence. At least I just really want you guys to get the perfect ending, so I'm going to try and help you. But it's a
I
famous
despise you more than
mathematical
anything
sequence.
else to have crawled its way into Wonderland. But I love my kingdom more than I hate you. So I ask you to help me. The Royal Guard of the Kingdom of Hearts stands before you again. 3 guards now hold the key. Can you possibly guess which ones?
Which ones do you have to remove?
Information this time, Alice? Did we ask the right questions?
you got this, Alice. We're right behind you.
At least you're gonna get it right. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. I'm so nervous about this. I kind of want them to have the perfect ending now. Oh, good work, Elise. Good work. Oh, well, you already knew this. You already saw this, right?
Ha! We did it! Alice, pick up that gear!
All right.
A devilishly good show.
10.
My queen, what did we
Think
tell
if they
you?
get one more,
Not
you
bad
get the
for a
perfect
human,
ending.
eh?
Thank you, Alice.
Oh, good for you, Elise, then. You deserve that gear. You take that gear home and get that perfect
Don't
ending.
you have a world to save? Out now!
You heard the queen. Off we go.
I'll get us a door. I think we may have one more stop left.
So, Elise, you'll be
Where
very
should we
excited
go?
to know that when we shot this one, we shot a version of the show that we called the Infinity version.
Please, don't
In the
give up.
Infinity version, we
Not for us.
worked the language. Caroline actually was
Wonderland.
hugely responsible for making
If
this
anyone
happen.
can,
We worked the language such a way that we can
Where to
insert
next?
new puzzles every time. So now it becomes
Oh, dear me, I
a
think
show
our
that can
time is
always
up.
change, right? The challenges are always different every time you see them.
that one sounds like the worst one yet.
Indeed.
Oh no.
I didn't think it could get angrier or bigger. Oh well.
How can you be so calm about this, cat?
Well, it's out of our paws now, dear rabbit. Something.
I don't know,
has
Elise, you wanna
happen.
submit some puzzles?
Exactly what happened.
You want to help us make some puzzles?
That is now up to you.
One last shot, Alice. Let's hope we got enough gears to break the loop this time.
'Twas brilliant, the slithy toves did jar and dimble in the web.
What I find super amazing about this version too is that I think we really managed to make
If this isn't rabbit,
these Jabberwock
I
moments
just
so
want to tell
creepy.
you,
Like Kayla already did
it's
such a
been
great job with the
quite a
visuals in the original
distasteful
version, but Archie sort of took it to the next level, I think.
1, 2, and through. Twice you came, and twice you failed. And you think that Bryce will prevail?
This time, we have all of Wonderland behind us. This time, you're going down!
Beware the Jabberwock, my son. The jaws that bite, the claws that catch.
I've heard that Jabberwocks like the taste of rabbit.
No time to waste. One final crank may be all we need.
Alright, this is also the last challenge of the game.
Doing it the normal
right?
way, but
So
I
we
think
were literally
need to
like, just
over
tap
exert that
for your
power.
lives,
It's
just
our
go
last
nuts, and we like raise the
Listen,
difficulty of this
get
one. We
those
just go
fingers
people
ready.
like go
No,
nuts.
Set, go!
Go, 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 go. If you get it, you get a perfect ending. Everybody's cheering. Everybody behind the booth is like going nuts, just so you know. Go, 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 go. Get her, get her, get her, get her. Perfect ending. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, no, 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 go, go. No. No.
Alice, this was our last shot. We should have tried something different. If ever there was a time to go over, this was it. At least it's still got some speed to it.
Well, looks like we finally got the watch spinning.
No, we got the good ending.
Guess we'll know soon enough.
Hey, Cat.
Yes?
See you on the other side.
I hope so.
The climaxes in the prologue were written by me, and you can tell because my job is always to make Jacob Thompson cry. And I made him cry in every show I've written.
Alice, we had a good run, didn't we? Thank you for coming back.
And so this little moment here is a thing we don't actually need anymore in the show, but I kept it because it feels very emotional to me. So depending on which ending you get, Jacob used to give a hint to actors. And so he would tell you, no matter how terrible it gets, no matter how bad it gets, we had a good run, we had a terrific run. And that's how they would tell people, this is the ending we're getting. But I kind of like that because it's a little bit of a hint to you as an audience member. It's like, this is the ending I got.
All you have to do is wake up.
Wake up! Wake up, come on now!
Is she breathing?
Oh, there you go, Alice. I think we did it.
Yes, indeed. I still have all four paws and my face.
Wonderland is saved!
It would appear so.
Well, it seems that this child can do some good after all.
Maybe she's mad, just like the rest of us.
Hey now, speak for yourself.
No, this one is a little bit more mad.
Which was very good news for us.
Yeah,
it
Tuesday got
seems
the
that
perfect
your
ending.
puzzle-solving skills really did come in handy.
You asked the right questions.
And got most of the right answers.
And got plenty of gears.
Enough to break
But
the
of course, we have to tell them that there's a perfect ending.
Definitely ecstatic.
I just can't shake the feeling that there was another ending.
Yes, there's
The
another one.
perfect one.
A perfect
But I
one.
guess Wonderland is saved.
In a way.
That's a little gift to people be like, come play again because there's another
let's
ending.
Celebrate for a moment. Today, everybody can breathe a little easier. As for tomorrow, well,
And the Jabberwock threat continues,
that's
right?
another story altogether.
And so we also have a little button at the end, question mark?
End of game. Well, that was quite a ride. Thank you for coming to play with us tonight. Anything is possible if we all work together. It's been a big week here at Caesar Show, and it's not over yet.
Now, Elise, I'm going to give you a little secret. So, the terrible ending. The terrible ending involves you going back to the rabbit hole, and it's no rabbit, just the cat. And the cat goes, Rabbit? Rabbit, where are you? Oh no.
Saturday night at 8 p.m. and again
I
at
don't
10
think we
p.m.
did.
You have two
Okay.
chances to go west.
And then
Our
the rabbit
brand
goes,
new
I
adventure on
thought
the
we had a
California
chance, but I
Trail
guess
where
we
every
really
decision
messed
has
it up.
life or death consequences.
And so the rabbit, in a
Sometimes
true
it's
Back to the
unexpected
Future
outcomes.
moment, begins to fade
Both
out. But
performances
right
were
before they
followed
fade out,
immediately by
they say,
everyone's favorite
look,
game
it's
show.
the watch.
Don't trust the internet.
The watch is still ticking
Seize
very
the day
softly.
edition.
So
Tickets are on sale
even
now at
though I
caesarshow.com,
disappear and
and
the
you can
rabbit
also
is now
join our
gone,
mailing list to
with
find
that
out
watch, there's still a
what
chance you
others
can come back and
expect.
try and save everything.
We'd love
But
to
that's
hear
the story
from you,
for
so
another
please
day.
click on
And then the cat
button
just
device
fades
for a
away.
brief survey.
And the
We
game
always
ends.
love feedback from you, our fans. I'm Jacob Thompson. You're a phenomenal audience. Thank
It's
you.
so sad. It's so sad. And I had to get a message from the producer being like, you can't do that. Okay, let's have a moment here for the remarkable music by Ben Becker, which will not haunt you, but like will be stuck in your head forever and ever.
Everything's rewound. I'm safe in Wonderland. I don't understand. When I move forward, then I go backward. Stuck in an endless time loop. let's move fast away from the past. We all know there's no place half as grand. Now let's save Wonderland.
There you go, a remarkable team of writers. Bless them, they're truly incredible. Caroline, keeping us all on task. I think so. I think it'd be great to release a full soundtrack on Spotify or something like that. I think we should do it. We have enough songs now that we can do that. And there's some ones that like never like are from the beginning that are just truly like remarkable. That's it, everybody. Thank you for a remarkable night playing Saving Wonderland. I hope you got a brief glimpse of everything. I'm gonna make myself full screen, powered by the remarkable Gamiotics. Thank you for coming tonight. You can always reach me. You can find my email at attilio@gamiotics.com. I'm happy to answer any questions or share information. This show is really special to our hearts, and I'm so excited that we get to share this replay version of it with you all. It really marked the beginning of like us taking our ambitions really high, and you can see it in every show we're doing this week. This week is truly a remarkable week for Caesar's show, and Gamiotics in general, really showcasing a lot of different and new and exciting uses of our technology. And we're so happy you could be with us and share it with us. And we're truly pumped. And I hope you can come tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Great Gatsby, one of our most craziest, most ambitious shows we've ever done. Yes, I game designed and directed the Gatsby, which is tomorrow. And then I helped game design a lot of them this week, but I also game designed Go West. But that was also spearheaded by Sachi Leif, one of our remarkable new writers. So you'll see those. And then the score I helped game design. House Hunting was taken by Kevin Hammond. And then Wonderland, of course. I think I'm going to Twitch on Saturday. If you want to see Go West, we can talk about how the whole Go West game happens, or take on the Oregon Trail. So I'm happy to. Hopefully, you'll see you there, and if not, I'm always an email away. And please share and have some time with us. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you for our fans, and let's see you the next time. Hopefully tomorrow, so you can come see Great Gatsby. With that, I'm going to end the stream, but know that you're always in my hearts. Love you all, and stay safe, stay sane, and let's try to save Wonderland tomorrow or next time.